Let's build some container images with Buildah. We start by creating a new container file with the following contents. The base image will be Alpine, inside which we will install the curl. To build the image, we need to run Buildah build command. Notice how Buildah had no issues to pull the image from Docker Hub. That's exactly because what we tend to call Docker images are indeed just container images that many different tools can work with. To get the list of all the images we have, run Buildah images. You will see that our new image has no tag or the name. We could run Buildah build -t my first image :latest, and then the image will have a name and a tag. Buildah also supports protected registries, meaning you can run Buildah login to get access to private registries. We could then push this image with Buildah push command, just like we would do with Docker push. And of course, we can pull the images with Buildah pull. There is another way to build images with Buildah, which is much less convenient and fits only certain specific use cases, via simple shell scripts. This approach will allow us to understand what Buildah is doing a bit better. First, let's run Buildah from Alpine. This command will output a container name. If we run Buildah ps, we will see all containers that Buildah is running. It could be a bit unexpected for a container image tool to run containers, but in fact, if you build a container image, you often need a container. This is the easiest way to ensure that the new container image does not depend on anything from the system where the image was built. Next, we need to run some commands in the container. We use Buildah run and then name of the container followed by the command. And now we can also configure things like environment variables by using the Buildah config command. We run Buildah config -e, environment variable name and the value, and then the name of the working container. We can also mount the complete file system of this container to a local directory. We first run Buildah unshare, and then Buildah mount and the name of the container. This would allow us to modify the contents of the container file system by using any of the tools available on the host system. Just keep in mind that in this case, you risk making your container image depend on the host system more than needed. Finally, we can commit this container to be a container image. We run Buildah commit in the name of the container and then the name of the image. This command will take the container file system and package it as a new image. Afterwards, we still need to remove the working container. You could take all of the commands we've just run and put it in a script and name the script build.sh. Then running build.sh would give you a new image, essentially becoming an alternative to the container file. The fact is, when Buildah processes the container file, it will internally do exactly the same steps that we just did by running all of those commands. It will also create a new container, run some commands inside of it, commit the resulting file system and remove the container. Naturally, Containerfile is a much nicer way to describe the image build process. The second approach is quite low level and might be needed only for more complex images or for the cases where you integrate Buildah inside some other tools, which we will talk about in a later lesson. There was one command that I didn't talk too much about, Buildah unshare. To talk about it, we have to finally discuss the rootless nature of Buildah. That will be the topic of the next lesson.
Do you think your project infrastructure is well set and maintained? We know for sure there is always room for improvement. If you are uncertain where to begin, let's first do an audit of what you already have. We will review your setup from every angle: performance, cost, security, high availability, automation, and provide you with a detailed roadmap of which direction your infrastructure should go, generate concrete tasks for you to implement, or even take on your infra entirely, if you let us, of course.